Welcome back, everyone, to the Bourbon Judge. Hope everyone's doing well. For me, I'm thrilled. It's 55 degrees out in February. I mean, in the Northeast, you can't get any better than this. For me, I'm about to head out after I do this lovely video and go out on the golf course and practice my swing a little bit because it definitely needs it pretty bad. But we're talking about bourbon, so today we're gonna go ahead and review. This is Larceny Barrel Proof, right? So there you go, Larceny Barrel Proof. There's the front, and there's the back of the bottle. So a lot of hype about Larceny, right? So this is the first time they've actually ever created a barrel proof version, right? Traditionally, it's always been the small batch. So let's give a little bit of information about Larceny itself. So Larceny is a Heaven Hill based product. Many of you know Heaven Hill. They make a lot of different bourbons, right? They make Pikesville, which is a rye actually. Pikesville. They make Henry McKenna, Elijah Craig, and then they make the, I guess you would say, almost like the original version of this, which is the Big Dog. There you go, Old Fitzgerald in the beautiful decanter. This is the 13-year one. And when you think about Larceny, you always see like this lovely skeleton key, right? And you see the little key on the front, and you see the name John Fitzgerald, Old Fitzgerald. And you're probably wondering, well, what is that? What does all that mean? So the story goes is that essentially Johnny Fitzgerald was a Treasury agent responsible, going back a couple hundred years ago, responsible for guarding the rick houses. Every now and then he would kind of step into the rick houses and sample some barrel proof bourbon, right? Directly from the barrel, right? Just kind of sample it a little bit, quote unquote, to check it out. So he checked it out. And obviously I'm sure he probably enjoyed some really good, lovely barrel proof bourbon, right? So this kind of pays tribute to him in a matter of ways. So with that, they're looking for a barrel proof bourbon today, which is what they're doing for the first time for Larceny. Again, this one here comes in, it says online it's a blend of 6 to 8 year old barrel proof bourbons, which is cool, not bad. Again, coming in at $50, so it's very reasonable. And this one comes in at 123.2 proof, so 123.2. So as you can tell, a lot of distilleries are starting to come out with barrel proof bourbons, and they're doing so at a very economic price point, right? So this one comes in at $50, and it's honestly, in many ways, is trying to compete with actually one of their peer companies, Elijah Craig, who's had some barrel proof bourbons for a couple of years now. 1792, not part of the family, but 1792 has a full proof, right? Obviously Stag Junior is all full proof, right? So this is supposed to be, I guess, like a competitor to all of those, right? So these are reasonable, economical barrel proof bourbons, right? So that's what we have for Larceny. So again, this is the first one coming out. They're going to do 3 releases per year, one in the spring, one in the summer, one in the fall. I love the hunt better than anybody else. So I was like, you know what, let me add this to my collection. And more important, let me review it for my people that watch the channel. So here we go. I poured a little bit here, but let me just get a little bit more. We got time to get a little bit more in here. Just not too much. I do need to hit the golf course and actually hit the balls, not swing and miss. So let's get a little color here. So 6 to 8 years. It's not bad, right? From a age statement standpoint. Nice, beautiful brown. Not super, super dark. Actually, I thought it'd be a little bit darker than this, but not bad. Beautiful, nice brown. Let's get into the nose a little bit. Actually, from a nose standpoint, hold on. Let me just double check. Relatively pretty light, right? What's this one? Wait, 123.2. Not bad, actually. You get a lot of like that burnt brown sugar, some cinnamon, a little bit of spice too. Oh, actually, a lot of spice actually. And what's interesting about this is that so Larceny is a wheated bourbon, right? Meaning that the second primary ingredient after corn, right? Corn is always number one. After corn is wheat. So this is a wheated bourbon, right? So this is supposed to kind of almost play in that whole Weller category, if you will, right? But it doesn't smell similar to Weller. So I got some cinnamon, some brown sugar. Very just light on the nose. All right, well, the best thing about bourbon is actually tasting it. So let's go ahead, folks. Cheers. Almost get like some maple syrup in the palate. That's an interesting one. I get the brown sugar, almost like a maple syrup. It goes down pretty smooth. The finish is very, just kind of goes. You don't really, it doesn't stay there, right? It's smooth, but it goes away, it fades away pretty quick. Let me get a little bit more, right? All right. It tastes a lot of the that brown sugar. The maple syrup actually comes through as well. A little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of spice. Not horrible, not bad, but you know, I always love to get a fair judgment, right? So you say, bourbon judge, this is one that I need to hurry up and run out and buy, and it's, you know, this is the new, you know, barrel proof bourbon that I can add to my collection at a reasonable cost. Folks, the judgment is in. This is a no buy. Hey, I like Heaven Hill just like the next man, right? I really do. Or lady as well. I love Heaven Hill products. They make some really, really good products. This is, you know, because this is the first one, I just feel like this one kind of lacks a little bit. It's not well-rounded. You know, it goes down. It just doesn't taste like it's been aged long enough. They haven't maybe kind of just necessarily figured it out, right? It goes down okay. The finish is smooth, but it just kind of goes away. You have a little bit of that brown syrup, but almost like that maple syrup in there as well. And it's just almost like you get a lot of like the alcohol kind of, you know, in the finish as well. It's not very well rounded as a whole, as a really good traditional, what I would feel is a really good traditional wheated barrel proof bourbon, right? It's just lacking. It's lacking that je ne sais quoi, if you will, right? Is it decent? Sure, it's $50, right? If you want to go ahead and buy a bottle of it, sure. It's not horrible, but it's definitely not something that you need to run out and grab. Me personally, if I was you, I would wait until maybe the second or third release, right? Like anything else, sometimes it takes, you know, a couple tries before you kind of get it right. Obviously, this was Larceny's first time releasing batch number 1 as a barrel proof. Maybe wait till this winter coming up when we'll have, you know, version number 3. That might be a better one, if not even the one in the summer. But that's my judgment. Thank you for watching today's video. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Talk to you soon. See ya.